Hello. So I came across this video by a guy named Guy Wench on TED. You must definitely watch it if you are looking to enlighten your sense of emotional well-being and emotional intelligence. So basically that video goes by the name How to Practice Emotional First Aid. Now, a lot of us, I'll give you a summary of what I interpreted from that video and the things which I would like to add on from my own side. He talked of psychological injuries like failure, rejection, loneliness. We all are aware of trauma, physical trauma, of mental trauma, but there's something called a psychological trauma which ruins the way we think about things. It screws up our psyche, screws up our psychology. Yes, I strongly wanted to use the word screw because I think we can relate it better at that level. Yeah. So that's that. Now, another important matter which was taken into consideration was, which really impressed me by the way, was he wanted to close the gap between physical and psychological health. Now that gives you the gravity of, making psychological health as important as physical health. He talked of an example wherein you can't tell a person who has a broken leg to just walk it off, it's just a new leg, but you have people. It is decreasing, there is awareness, but it has to come a long way. You cannot tell a person it's all in your head. It really is not. Loneliness creates a deep, which the way in which we perceive things, and it basically scrambles the way we are thinking, and it makes us believe that people who are around us, they don't actually hear us so much as they put out that they are hearing, that much they do care. Now you can name it kind of a paranoia, but I don't want to label people, but that is the effect of loneliness on. Now chronic illness, it can be even lethal for you. That's true, that's a fact. Now, one important thing was that once we are convinced about a particular thing, once we have a notion, it is very difficult to change our mind about that. And that is where is the importance of dealing with rejections. Because rejections, they can be very, very, very painful. And once we fixate things to being our fault, we can be very much convinced that we were wrong at the first place. And what that can lead to is that, well, you might have a preconceived notion of a failure or as a noob for your own self, which is not the way ahead. It really isn't. Okay, so you must protect your self-esteem by not ruminating. Now, ruminating, if you people are not aware of the ideal concept, a cow who eats a particular food, but then it brings it back to her mouth and chews it. So that is doing the same thing back again. Now rumination is to those memories and sad, that creating a mental state of sadness which results in you crying it out, or basically suffering. And it can be a very addictive and in the same note a very clinging habit. Yeah, that's the apt word for it. And once you get to really, it might become a habit for you, and that is quite serious. So studies have found out that only 2 minutes of distraction, they can help you create a distraction from your rumination, and that's a good way to break the habit. So that was a real good seller for me, because the way this guy came up with things, he had a proper way of backing them up. So I'll conclude about the same video in the second part of the series. Thank you so much for Guy Wench on YouTube, a phenomenal speaker, and I at the phase of life in which I am also helped by him. I hope it helps you. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. See you.